Hi, welcome to Asbury's Echoes. I'm Rhonda and this is Drew, and this is our Flosstube that is mostly cross stitch, but sometimes we throw some other things in there, don't we?
A lot of times.
A lot of times. I don't know, it's been what, 2 weeks? I think the last time we filmed I was showing how I hand sew my stitches into pin keeps, because I'm not very good at the sewing machine. I'm not very good with motors or anything like that. As long as the sewing machine works, I do okay, but then when the sewing machine decides not to work, I get a little frustrated, right?
I feel frustrated.
Yeah, so I do better if I just use my needle and thread. And what have we been up to? We have, seems like we've done a lot. I just feel like I spend all my days just running, but I can't even think. Last week was the county fair, so we spent a couple days out there. My grandson showed a bucket calf for the first time, and he really enjoyed that and decided that he wants to do that again next year. And then Drew decided that he wants to do something. No, we're not doing pigs. Goats?
Photography and goats.
Except we don't have goats.
Oh, we can get some.
Oh, well, you can do chickens.
And a chicken.
We'll see. I was in 4-H and I loved it, and I showed a lot. I showed horses and sheep and pigs and rabbits, of all things. And then 2 of the older kids were in 4-H, and then the last 2 here have shown no interest, but I think maybe I can convince Drew.
I'm gonna do photography.
He wants to do photography, which is a good thing. And maybe you can join, well, if you join the same club that Braxton's in, it'll be my old club. So that'd be fun. Grandpa used to be the leader. So yeah. So anyway, we've done that. And I have been doing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of canning and freezing and all that fun stuff. So that's taken up a lot of time. And what else? We finished the gazebo. Oh no, the pergola.
Oh, you say.
You'll have to put a couple pictures of the pergola on, because we've had this pergola. We built it years ago, and we just kept adding on to it, because the way we had it, we ended up never using it, because of course there was no roof on it, and it was just hot because it was right in the sun. Then we put sides on it halfway up, and we put a roof on, and was it like a month later, we had the dray show come through, took the roof off. So that was always fun. That was fun. Got the roof back on, but we didn't have a floor in it, and it was just rock, and doesn't work very well when you have cats and a dog. And so we've just spent the last couple 3 weeks putting a floor in, and we finally have this beautiful space, outdoor space. It's taken a lot of years, and we used mostly reclaimed and repurposed items. But we have a space that we can go down and sit and enjoy. And I've already stitched down there a couple, 3 times, haven't I? Yeah, it's fun. It's great to have. So I think that's about what we've been doing.
Go check out my YouTube channel. She'll put the link in the description.
Oh, Drew has a YouTube channel. I should watch his YouTube channel. I have not watched YouTube forever. I haven't watched any Flosstubes. We've just been so busy. It's just, I don't have time in the summer. Summer is difficult, but he does have a YouTube channel, and he puts all kinds of different things on there, don't you?
And I got a new phone, so better quality videos.
Oh, okay.
I'll upgrade from a 6.
Okay. Well, I don't have a new phone.
Yours is only like 3 years old.
But it's not new. And I will keep it till I absolutely have to get rid of it, right? So
that'll be in like 6 months. That's how you treat phones.
Very funny. So let's get right on into this here. I thought I didn't have a lot to share, and then I started gathering things, and I have a little bit. I still don't have a lot, but I don't get near as much done in the summer. But we will start with, this is not cross stitch. This is something that I made. I don't know. I had this book, Pure and Simple by Maggie. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Bonanami. I don't know, so I'm not even going to try because I will just butcher it. It's called Pure and Simple, and it has all of these very sweet wool applique projects that I just love. And I used to do some wool applique. I hadn't done it for years. It's been a long time. Every time I move the table, it moves the camera, so I need to not.
We need to get a tripod.
I know, we have to get a tripod.
We're using a tiny wooden chair.
So that's the book. And I went on to Etsy, and I think it was called Fiddlesticks Designs, and she actually had a kit. She had the kit for this. And the kit included it was not the pattern, but it was all the wool to make this. And I think this was called Brown Bird, if I remember right. Let me see. Little Brown Bird. Little Brown Bird. It was very quick. It was very simple. I did change a few things. I didn't put... She had a wool applique eye and little spots on the wing, and I changed that to buttons. Just buttons from my stash. And this is a piece of driftwood.
Your hoard.
My hoard. Piece of driftwood that Drew had found last year when we were camping, and it was down in the camper.
4 years ago.
So no, it was last year when we were in Pella. So that's where that came from. And then these came from earlier this spring, or I guess early summer, I don't know. We went on a very short vacation with my mom and dad, and we had stopped at this sweet little ice cream shop, and we parked under the sweet gum tree, and I rescued these. There were only 2 of them. The rest of them had been destroyed by lawnmowers. And I thought, oh, you know what, those would be cute, because the pattern itself showed a wool leaf, I think a couple leaves up here, and I decided not to do that. I decided to do it this way instead, and I just think it is the cutest thing. It was fun, it was fast, and I did it in the car because it was a lot easier in the car to do that than it was to do my cross stitch. So then I was thinking, you know, I'd like to do some more wool applique, especially when in the car, it'd be nice. And I have a lot of patterns, and I do have quite a bit of wool stashed. And so I was digging around to see what I had, to see what I could use, and I came across this, and I forgot I had it. And this will be my next wool applique. And I can't remember. I've had this for years. And I think it is, I know, I have so many. Her name is C, and again, I don't know how to pronounce it. So her first name is C-E-E-C, Rafuse, R-A-F-U-S-E, and it's early style penny rugs. And this is called Ned and Jake. So that's what it's going to look like. And of course, I love the horses, and I love the colors, and I love the primitive of this. And the best part about this kit is I didn't even realize, or I'd forgotten about it. It comes with all the wool, and it comes with the thread, and it comes with a needle, and everything has been cut out, and it's all ready to iron on. All the pieces. So I'm gonna have fun with that, because I can, when I get the background put together, then I can get this put on, and then it will be ready to just applique. So when we go, next time we go on a trip, I don't know when that will be, but next time we go for a long car ride, I could have worked on it Saturday. We went Saturday to visit my my aunt and uncle, because they moved, and we wanted to see their new house. So that was fun, but that was only about an hour and a half. That was in Burlington. So that was that. That's what I was doing that wasn't cross stitch. And the rest of this, there's not a lot, but the rest of this is cross stitch. And what did I do? I am not, we don't celebrate Halloween. We haven't celebrated Halloween for a lot of years.
Not because we don't want to, we just
well,
simply,
we just,
or not because of religion or whatever, just we don't
no,
want
not
to.
necessarily. The older I get and the more
I would rather
read the Bible.
I'd rather go out to the Dollar General and buy a bag of
Yes, yes. You decided when you were really little that you did not want to go trick-or-treating. And so we would just take him to the store and say, here, pick out a piece of candy or pick out a bag of candy. And that way we didn't have to do all that. I know, sounds kind of, we're stick in the muds, huh? Yeah, but I really don't, I just don't decorate much for Halloween. I don't decorate a lot for any holidays, although fall, I love the colors and I love the leaves and the pumpkins, and so I do tend to get a little more out for that. My house is a little more suited to those things. But anyway, I had these buttons that Jean with my Stitching Piece store on Facebook makes these beautiful, wonderful, fun, primitive buttons. She used to make buttons for cross stitch a long time ago, and she's kind of switched gears and is getting more primitive now. And so she had these jack-o'-lanterns, and I thought they were just adorable. And this one says jack-o'-lanterns shining bright. So in the Etsy shop, I think I've got it listed under shining bright. And this is making them look really bright. They really are not, these buttons. They're darker orange and the white is more primmed up than what it's showing on here. I do have, if you do want to purchase this, the pattern comes with charted jack-o'-lanterns, so if you would rather stitch them rather than use the buttons. But if you like the buttons, want the buttons, you just go to My Stitching Piece, P-E-A-C-E store on Facebook, and you can get them from Jean. This was stitched on the Nate Berkus upholstery fabric, and it was dyed after stitching, and it is 36 count, and it is 1/2. So there's that one. And then I also have these candy corn buttons. Aren't those cute? So this one says Pumpkin Wishes and Candy Corn Kisses. And again, the chart, it's charted two ways. So it's charted with the candy corns to cross stitch, or it's charted, the air kicked on, it's a little warm in here. Or it's charted, it shows you just where to attach the buttons. I just thought these were the cutest little candy corn buttons. And they're very primitive looking too. They're not quite as, yeah, the yellow is not near as bright as what these are showing. So that's those, and these are really, really stuffed. I stuffed them with, I stuffed the corners with polyfill, and then I put crushed walnut shells, filled it with crushed walnut shells, and then I filled it in the back here. Then I stuffed more polyfill on top of the crushed walnut shells in the back, so it makes them really stiff, which is kind of nice. And again, it's the Nate Berkus fabric, and it was stitched, they're dyed after stitching, and 1/2 DMC 36 count. So that was those. And then I had, and it's funny because there was just a question on one of my pages on Facebook today. When do you start? Something to the effect of, when do you start stitching or start stitching fall, or start stitching autumn? And I got to thinking, I just stitch whatever comes to me at the time. I don't really pay that much attention, I guess, to the season, or it's just if I feel like stitching it, then that's what I stitch. And it seems like I've got a lot of fall stuff right now, but that's probably because I don't enjoy summer that well. It's too hot. I don't like the heat. I love fall and I love winter, so I love fall stitching because I love the colors. So the other thing that I came up with was a trio, and it's called Fall Welcome. So there's 3 of them in here. So there's this one that just says Fall Welcome, and then there's the quilt block, quilt square. I was on a kick with the buttons when I did my brown bird, and I thought, wonder how I could use buttons again. So I used them on here. And the third one is my crow. And these you can order these on my Etsy shop or buy these from my Etsy shop. And they are listed under, I think it's Fall Welcome Trio is what I have them listed under. And they go well together because they have the quilt square is there, and then the quilt square is here, and the quilt square is on here, so they all kind of coordinate, all the same colors. And this time I did something different. Usually with all my other trios, it's just you have to pay, or you have to buy the pattern for all three of them. But I split these up too. So if you just want this one, I think it's called Fall Square, you can order just this one. Same thing with Fall Welcome, and same thing with my Bittersweet Crow. You can just order just this one or just the other one. I mean, or you can get all three together if you want. These were fun. I don't know. I really enjoyed these. This one's Bittersweet Crow because I wanted to even have something in his mouth, because it seems like every time you look outside, there's a bird hopping around and he's always got something hanging out of his mouth. So usually it's a worm, I guess, but I didn't want a worm. Again, these are all the Nate Berkus fabrics, and these were all dyed after I stitched, and it's 1/2, and what else, 36 count, and yeah, that's those. We do have to get something figured out, because every time I move the camera, I apologize. This one was fun too. This one's fun. You could change the colors on this one if you wanted to. You could make these any colors you want, and you could change the buttons. I mean, you could put buttons however you want. You wouldn't have to put buttons. You could put a big rusty safety pin in the center. You could just, use your imagination. Do what you want. Make it yours. That was that one. And I think that's all the fall Halloween. I do have one, and I'll have Drew put the picture on here. Every time we go to the neighboring town, it's a few miles away, and ever since I was little, I always looked for the honey sign. There was this really neat big honey sign, and each letter is cut out. And so the sign has these individual letters, and obviously it says honey. And the people that live up the gravel road, they sell honey, or they used to. I don't know if they still do or not, but I'm sure they used to. And the people that own the sign, she is a cousin to my mother. So I just always thought that was special. I always looked for the sign. And it just always, because it was a family member, I thought it was really cool. Well, not too long ago, we were going that direction, and they had road construction. And so we had to stop and wait, and we stopped. We were right in front of the honey sign. So I took a couple pictures, and I thought, that is just so neat. Maybe I should see what I could come up with. And so I charted honey, the word honey, to look like that sign. And of course the bumblebees, you gotta have bees or honeybees in the end, the bee scab. And I put just some twine I along the sides. I trimmed it with twine and made the hanger out of twine. And then I took one of the buttons, one of Jean's buttons, the honeybee button, and the chenille trims come from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. And this, I just happen to have, there's a candle that I like to burn, and it always comes with a piece of this homespun. I don't know if it's homespun, I'm not sure what. Anyway, that's always wrapped around it, and I always save them, because you can't throw things like that away. You never know when you're going to use them. So I made a bow and hung it from there. So this is my honey. And you wouldn't have to put a hanger on it. You could even frame it and it would be pretty. Just make it into a pin keep. I just thought for some reason this one needed to hang. I don't know why. But anyway, that is my honey pin keep. Oh, and this one I did a little differently because this one I stitched it all except for the honeybee wings. And then I dyed it. And then after it was dry, I went back and I stitched the wings. And I really like the way that worked because I tend to stitch everything and then dye. And a lot of times my whites or my lights will kind of ghost out because after you dye it, then they're hard to see. And I didn't want that with this one. I wanted the wings to really show up. So that's what I did with this one. I dyed it. I stitched it, all but the white, dyed it, then went back and stitched the white before I turned it into my pin keep or my little pillow. And I think that turned out really nice. I'm gonna try and remember to do that more often. I tend to sometimes get in a hurry or just don't think, and I get to going and I'm on a roll and I just stitch away and then I realize it's too late. Oh, you got Henry. Okay. Do you want to show Henry now?
No. That's Henry.
That's Henry. Henry's not very friendly. He's cute as a button, but he's not very friendly.
Am I still alive?
Huh?
Am I still alive?
I don't know. You've had hamsters in the past that you've been able to get out and play with and let run around and take outside, and Henry just doesn't like that so much.
You just have to keep buying them until you find one that does.
No, we don't keep buying them. We do not do that. Okay, so you're just gonna play with him? That is all I have for finishes. I guess fully finished. Those are fully finished. I do have these two that they're not fully finished. And they are, and again, I did jack-o'-lanterns. I don't know why. I was on a kick for some reason with jack-o'-lanterns. This is jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern. And there's the little girl jack-o'-lantern. They need to be stuffed. And it looks like it's not, like it's really wrinkly. And it is, but after you stuff them, it doesn't. It will look like this. So I won't iron it. And if you do coffee dye something, I have done this in the past, be careful when you iron it because the coffee dye, you don't want to use steam or anything on your iron because you'll get spots. I know because I have done that. So this is jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern. You are such a funny sight. So these two go together. So let's see. Is that how it's supposed to look? Jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern. You are such a funny sight. I just thought they were cute, or I thought the saying was cute. It came from an old postcard, and so I came up with these. I'm going to turn these into pillows. You could definitely stitch them all together on one piece of fabric and it would be cute, especially with the saying. You could leave the bird out. You wouldn't have to put the bird in there. I just put the bird, I think I did this one first, put that bird up there, and I thought, well, the bird's cute. Maybe I need to put the bird in this one too because they're going to be separate. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know why I do what I do. I just do what I feel like doing at the time. And that's what I come up with. So those are finished, but not fully finished. And what?
It's not straight hamster, right?
Yuck. And then I have a work in progress, and that is all I've got. We've been away for a while, but like I said, when summer hits and everything, it just seems like my stitching time gets, yeah, it disappears, doesn't it?
I'm gonna figure out how to do some couch.
Well, and some of it is because in the winter, we eat supper early. We usually eat by 5, and so we're usually done by 6. And then we just go straight to the living room, sit down, park ourselves in front of the TV. And that's a lot of my stitching time. But in the summer, we don't usually eat a lot times till late, or if we do eat early, then we head back outside to get something done, or I just don't have near the stitching time. So anyway, I have one more. This is a work in progress. And if anybody follows me on Facebook or Instagram, I had taken pictures of some chicory and shared it because I love the chicory. I love the color of the chicory. And you drive down the gravel roads here, and it just lines both sides, and it's just this beautiful blue on both sides. And usually there's like Queen Anne's lace and clover, the big red clover, and or it's purple, I guess. I'm sorry, the purple clover, and like the bird's foot trefoil. It's yellow and it's real short and it's just cherry and all those. It's just beautiful. But then there's always just so much of the chicory, and it's just gorgeous. So I'm trying to do something with a basket of chicory. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. So I've just gotten started. So I started this last night, and I was thrilled to death because the borders matched up, which I don't like to do borders. I don't do borders a lot because they frustrate me. But there's nothing worse than getting all the way around and discovering that the border didn't match up. Then you have to figure out what you did wrong. So I got the border and I got the basket started. And what I've done with this one is I dyed this piece of fabric before I stitched. I think my thinking was I'm going to be able to get, hopefully I can get a blue or purple that will remind me a lot of chicory to put in there, and then it will pop on the fabric. So this was a piece of my Nate Berkus fabric. The back obviously looks different than the front. That's the color it normally is, and then this is the color that it ended up dyeing. It's a little darker than I thought it would be, but part of that I think is because I put it out in the sun to dry, because I've noticed sometimes that when I throw them out there, when I put them outside to dry, they dry darker. But it is very mottled, which I like, and I don't always get that mottling. So like this one, yeah, big words. So this one was dyed with the same dye as this one, but this was in the house. I dyed it and let it dry inside. This one I dried outside. I know.
This Flosstube's all over.
I know, I'm pulling that. So anyway, maybe next time I'll have this done. I hope. We'll see. But that's just another way to show you that you can dye, get a different look, different color. I think I got more modeling with this, doing it outside, putting it out in the sun. And I put these out in the sun too. So these were dyed. This one was the exact same, but it was in the house. So there's a difference. So anyway, I think that's it. You showed Henry. Were you going to do anything else? No? Okay. So I think that's it. Yeah, it was short and sweet. What?
The camera. This Flosstube's.
I apologize. Our Flosstube is a mess. That's the way things have been all summer. Everything has just been fly by the seat of our pants. Get through each day, right? The day is over and it's like, oh, where did the day go? So anyway, I don't think there's anything else. I hope to not be quite so long again in between floss tubes, but we'll see. It just depends. I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot. Oh, this weekend I've got my sit and stitch, our second one. I'm excited. That will be fun. And then we'll be camping. And then we're going to go to a water park with the grandkids. And then we'll be camping again. So I guess we are going to be still busy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you get uploaded every time we or you get notified every time we upload.
Turn on the bell notification in case you couldn't catch that. Drew talks very fast.
I don't talk that fast.
Yes, you
I
do.
know I don't.
Very fast, and he's hard to hear. I know that. And we're going to work on that,
I
right?
need the lantern. Can you put it
Slow
on?
down. So, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for commenting. If I did not answer any of your comments, I apologize. I try very, very hard. And I'll go back in and double check to make sure I'm caught up. And thank you for purchasing my patterns and showing. Please, if you stitch something of mine, go ahead and show it, because I love to see it. I love to see what other people do. I love to see the different fabrics and the different color choices, and it's just fun. So go ahead and share. And again, thank you very much, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.